Hello everyone, hope everyone's well, hope everyone's blessed. So I've just read a comment that made me laugh. It did make me laugh. It was quite a negative comment, and when I clicked on the channel I noticed most of the comments that he posts are pretty negative. Has a negative opinion on most of the stuff that I talk about and most of the stuff that I post. But it made me smile and made me laugh, and it was very uplifting to read, because I just thought, wow, you couldn't be any more wrong. You couldn't be any more wrong. So I'm going to start off with this. Some of the mentally strongest people I have ever met are mental health sufferers. The mentally strongest people I have ever met are addicts. You've got to understand the mental strength and the courage you need to admit as a man that you suffer with mental health and addiction. That takes power, that takes strength, that takes courage. You know, it takes a strong personality to be able to openly speak about your mental health, your addictions, your vulnerability and your vulnerabilities and your insecurities. If you're a man out there that struggles with mental health and addiction, you know, depression and anxiety and all the other stuff, all the lovely stuff that comes with mental health, let me tell you something. If you openly address it, if you attend meetings or you drop a message telling someone that you're not feeling okay, you know, you're struggling, and you know, if you do any of them things, power to you, because you are a very brave, strong individual. Now, this comment said, so many tough guys, but you're such a tough guy, but yet mentally weak. You know, there's so many tough guys that are mentally weak. You fool. You absolute fool. You know, for you to look at someone like me, who's talking about mental health and addiction, his vulnerabilities, his insecurities, all that stuff that hurts me inside, you know, all that stuff that I struggle with inside here. Yeah, I'm openly speaking about it. You know, I'm addressing it. I address it on a daily. I'll address it every 5 minutes if I have to. You know, that takes courage. That takes power. That takes strength. It takes mental strength to be able to do what I do. You know, I'm going to tell you now, the person who commented that, I'd like to see you spend a day in my shoes. You know, I'd like to see you trying to accomplish the things that I've accomplished in life. You know, walking into a ring or cage against another warrior, another fighter. You know, putting it all on the line. You know, having the courage to change and having the courage to admit my wrongdoings. You know, having the courage and the bravery to address my guilt, my shame. You know, making amends to people I've hurt in the past. You know, all that stuff that I've gone through in my life and tried to better myself and become a better version of myself. You know, I've had to do all that. You know, I've had to overcome so many hurdles. I've had to address so many issues and problems inside here and inside here. You know, and that was something I never ever thought I had the courage to do. You know, I never thought I had the ability to be able to do stuff like that. And here I am, sat here now, drug free. Couldn't remember the last time I suffered with mental health. You know, I have mental health. I survive it on a daily. I certainly don't suffer with it. Certainly don't suffer with it. Do you know why I don't suffer with it? Because I am mentally strong. Because I'm mentally strong. I do not allow myself to struggle with mental health. I give that shit to God. You know, I hand out. I have friends, brothers, families around me that are willing to sit and listen. You know, they're willing to welcome me with open arms because I am the man I am today. You know, I am the man I am today because I am mentally strong, not because I'm mentally weak. You know, I chose to take drugs. I chose to commit crime. You know, I chose the wrong path because they're the choices I made. Doesn't mean I'm mentally weak. Listen, even the stuff that I did in active addiction, even the stuff I did when I was committing crime, tells you that I wasn't mentally weak. It tells you that I had balls and I did stuff that put my life in danger. Now that is not a mentally weak person. Don't get me wrong, it's a wrong person. I was a wrong 'un and I did bad shit. You know, that doesn't mean I was a good man, but I was still mentally strong, because the stuff that I did, You know, there wasn't a man walking this planet I wouldn't have faced. Now, it takes a mentally strong man to walk into a ring or cage and fight in front of thousands of people. You know, it takes a mentally strong man to stand up for himself, for what he believes in right, what he believes is right. It takes a mentally strong man to build a connection with God. With God. You know, us as humans tend to need tangible evidence to believe in certain things in certain situations. Not me. Not me. My faith helps me stay clean. My faith helps me believe in something greater than myself. That takes mental bravery and mental strength. So that comment, yeah, it made me feel good about myself, you know, because I know I am not mentally weak. If anything, I am the fucking opposite. I'm one of the strongest mentally I've ever been ever in my life. Right now, this day, today, you know, the things I'm accomplishing and the things I'm doing, you know, I'm extremely proud of myself, you know, and I should be, because in hindsight, I shouldn't be here. Let me tell you something else as well. I'm going to finish on this. Now, people might have a different outlook on this, but for me personally, you know, I know it was a very disappointing moment when I tried to take my own life. You know, I tried to take my own life. I took 55 Valium, I ate an 8-ball of crack and an 8-ball of cocaine. And when I did that, I tried to end my own life because I didn't want to be here. Now, was it a weak moment? You know, was it, I wouldn't say it was weak. You have to know, you've got to understand how big your balls must be in order to take your own life. You know, your brain to convince you that you're no good to no one, that the right thing to do here is to remove yourself from this planet because you're no good to your kids, you're no good to your missus, you're an hindrance to your mother and father, you're an hindrance to your little sister. Nobody wants you around. And the people who do want you around, you know, you're just hurting them on a daily. You're hurting them, you're bringing trouble to them, you know, you're causing them pain. You don't want to be here no more, Paul. You're just causing pain to every single person who loves you. Now, I decided to take my own life. Do you understand, like, how much courage and bravery that took me to commit to that? You know, to commit to wanting to killing myself. Now, people might have a different outlook on this. I believe every person that's took their own life have thought that it was the only option. They were a hindrance to everyone around them. They didn't want to live because they were sick of hurting people and themselves. So they believe it was the right thing to do. That takes balls. You know, you've got to be brave to be taking your own life. Now, is it a cowardly action? Yeah, of course it is. Especially if you've got kids, especially if you've got a missus, especially if you've got a mother and father. It's a very cowardly act. But it still takes balls. It still takes fucking balls. You still got to be a brave person to be able to take your own fucking life, let me tell you. Because I know how fucking scary it is. And it was extremely scary. When I committed to it, the 55 tablets, and drank it, swilled it all down with a bottle of wine, and I get an 8-ball of crack and an 8-ball of cocaine, let me tell you, I absolutely shit myself once I'd done it. Once I did it and committed to it, and I knew, and I felt like I was dying, I felt myself passing away, I thought I was dying, it broke me in half. I wish I never did it, you know, but it was too late. It was too late. But it took balls. It took balls. Yeah. So thank you for that comment. I really appreciate it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I absolutely appreciate it because that's inspired me. It's prompted me to do this video because I know what I am, you know, and I know if anyone can relate to anything that I've just said, then you are mentally strong. You are brave. And you want to be proud of yourself. Because if you were watching me and you can relate to me and you understand, your brain's understanding, yeah, he's right. Now, that's brave. You know, that's, yeah. I'll leave it there. God bless, guys.